Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
A recent news report said that the coronavirus has given us yet another thing to worry about. It's called pandemic fatigue. In other words, we thought that this would be over by now, and we're sick and tired of waiting around for the all clear. Well, it's fine that the psychologists have given this condition a name, but we didn't need them to confirm that it's a real thing. You and I already knew that. Raise your hand if you thought this whole global health crisis would have been over by now. On second thought, if you're in your car, don't raise your hand. Keep your hands on the wheel. I've had pandemic fatigue for a long time now, and regrettably there is no vaccine for that. Fortunately, because I've played by the rules, I wash my hands frequently, I wear my mask anytime I leave the house, and I've had the shots, including the booster. I've not been sick. But tired? You bet. Here's just a partial list of things I'm tired of. People who don't understand that wearing a mask is as much for the protection of others as for themselves. People who don't get vaccinated. I've heard all the excuses and I'm not buying it. I have a relative who's a bright guy, but he remains convinced that the COVID vaccine includes some sort of tiny chip that allows the government to track his every move, so he won't get the shot. I know other people who refuse vaccination simply because they don't like the idea of the government telling them what to do. To them, I pose a simple question. What is the first thing you do when you get in your car? You buckle the safety belt, right? Seatbelts were a government mandate decades ago. So was the Salk polio vaccine back when I was a kid. Smallpox and diphtheria, too. Nobody yelled about government interference. In fact, I remember getting those shots at a government institution, my elementary school. Here's another thing I'm tired of. My inability to see a masked person's face and know if he or she is smiling. These confusing encounters occur all the time. I was leaving a shop recently just as a woman was entering. We did that little excuse me dance, and finally we both got through. But it was impossible for me to tell if she was upset by the incident, just as she couldn't tell if I was being courteous or indignant behind my mask. I miss the smiles of face-to-face encounters with total strangers. I hope we get them back one day. Finally, I'm tired of this nagging fear that some of the wounds inflicted on family relationships by the pandemic will take a long time to heal. I know families that are fractured by the forced separation and isolation of the last year and a half. Often, though nobody's fault, grandparents are missing their grandchildren's formative years. FaceTime and Zoom can only do so much. What they cannot do is replicate a hug. Some experts fret that the pandemic will linger in some form for several years. If that means regular booster shots, we will do what we have to do. But I think it's safe to say we are all sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. Or hear past episodes at wgte.org/life.